So after I went live with y'all earlier, you understand? I said, you know what? I'm gonna skedaddle up here real quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna skedaddle up here real quick, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a live and talk about some of the things that happened to Kamala Harris, right? And so when I went up there, I had to fix something real quick. So sorry, y'all. When I went up there, what surprised me was that Trump Tower was basically put in like a situation where it was like almost a lockdown, right? Y'all gotta excuse me, I'm kind of tired when I'm doing this one for y'all, whatever. I literally had some other things to take care of, so I was tired. Um, I said, what happened? And nobody knew what happened. It was just locked down again, you know what I'm saying? High alert or whatever, whatever. This is through my own eyes. So I just get back here home or whatever the case may be. I'm back in my state, and I'm like, yo, they tried to get Trump again. Today, yeah, they tried to get Trump again. Hey, what's going on, Lexi? They tried to get Trump again today. So evidently he was out at the golf course at Trump National Golf Course down there in Tampa, Florida. Tampa. How are you doing there, Tampa? Down there in Tampa, Florida down there. I told you when I was up in front of, what's the name before, I said, thank you, Lexi, I appreciate it. I said before, I said, yo, you gotta watch these wahoos that are out here because they the ones you're gonna have to worry about now. The same base, let me tell you something. Give me 1 second, guys. The same type of base that Donald Trump had initially is the same type of base that a lot of the Democrats got now. You understand what I'm saying? They got these wahoos, these wokos. They really adamant about, yo, I'll take Trump out, I'll do him dirty. You know what I mean? And that's what they mean. They mean to do him dirty. Listen, somebody came on the golf course and shot some shots. I haven't got word of how many shots it was. Nobody has the particulars, and I guess we'll find out more as time goes along. But I find it funny that just yesterday, and I believe it was yesterday, the day before yesterday, Kamala Harris was attacked. Shout out to Night and Day, because I ain't know nothing about that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't miss much, but I missed that one right there. And I was shocked by that. A man jumped on stage, grabbed the mic from Kamala Harris. I don't care what side of the pendulum you are on politically. Ain't no place for that, you know? And so the guy he jumps on, he's got a scruffy beard. And this is what I mean by the Trump base kind of mirrors the Democratic base nowadays. Because the kid had a scruffy beard. He looked like he was getting ready to wear a pair of overalls and whistle Dixie and, you know, teach a frog how to tap dance or something. You know what I mean? And so Kamala Harris got attacked the day before yesterday or yesterday, either or, depending on where your time zone is. And this guy jumps on stage or whatever, grabs the mic from Kamala Harris, and like jerks it out of her hand, starts babbling whatever he's babbling. It wasn't Secret Service that came in, just like Night and Day said. It wasn't Secret Service. It was two motherfuckers. See, this is what, listen, excuse my French, this is why you should never turn your back on black people on America. I honestly and truthfully believe this because it was two black dudes that grabbed that dude. Then Kamala Harris' husband, who just happens to be white, ain't nothing wrong with that, we don't care. You understand what I'm saying? He comes along and he gets into that below. Now, listen here, I'm gonna tell her husband, you elderly now. You understand what I'm saying? And everything about your stomach and your chest say you won't work out. You need to be easy. You understand? People need to stop smoking. Yeah, they sure do. Oh my God, that's great. Yeah, but now you ain't gonna mess this one up. But anyway, long story short, I'm now seeing the second time within a man running for president getting his life attacked. There was a second attack today, if you guys don't know what happened at Trump National Golf Course down there in Tampa, Florida, great Tampa, Florida. Make sure y'all hit the like button too, please. Down there in great Tampa, Florida, you know, land of the Wahoos. Florida's a crazy state. I've lived in Florida before. I know Florida. I know Miami like the back of my hand. I can take you anywhere in Miami you need to go. So trust me when I tell you, Florida as a state is a wild state. The people that live in Florida as a state will tell you Florida is a wild state. The laws are backwards down there. A lot of the people that are townies down there are backwards. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of the people that are exports that come down there or reach there are wackos. You know what I'm saying? Florida's a wild place. Hey, what's going on, Carol? How you doing? I look like a Florida man? Nah, I'm not a Florida man. I don't look nothing like no Florida man. Nah. Okay, bye-bye. Hold on 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. We got some goofies in here real quick. See, people like this, let me tell you something. When you get goofy people in your chat room and they doing stuff like that, don't ever worry about it. That means they ain't got nothing better to do with their life. Anyway, this is the second attempt now at Trump's life. The second. Within a matter of weeks. And now here we got another wahoo that's out here that's bent on taking this president out. Now listen, I don't agree with everything Trump says, and I'm not a Trump supporter, nor am I a Kamala Harris supporter. Let's put that blunt. But at the same time, I'm not for this whole thing of we're going to take somebody out, or we're going to take the mic from them, or we're going to, Kamala could have got hurt in that whole fiasco. Good thing she put a hood census on from out there in California. She said, let me get out of here. Go ahead, Kamala, run. Let me get up on out of here. I might not need to be here right now. So good, we're glad Kamala Harris is safe or whatever the case may be. We want nothing to happen to Kamala. You ain't got to like her for president, but I don't want nothing to happen to her at the same time. And I don't want nothing to happen to Trump. As y'all know, the Trump team show me love, like in a real way. I'm able to do my lives up there. The security knows me. I've been going back and forth up there for years now, close to a decade now. You know what I'm saying? And one of the few of minority reporters that, and I say this openly, you know what I'm saying, as what we call us, online reporters, what they call us, all kinds of citizen journalists, whatever the hell they want to call it. I've covered everything. I've covered the Jonathan Majors trial. I covered the Trump trial. I covered his first and second arraignment. You know what I'm saying? In person. It's here on this channel. You go check it out if you haven't. And even then, I called out some funny things, like with the Stormy Daniels things or whatever. All this stuff, and if you're not familiar, all this stuff happened in New York City, which is minutes away from me. All this stuff with Stormy Daniels, the 34 counts and everything like that, has allowed a lot of people that don't know the particulars of what's going on with that case. Please make sure you hit the like button. I appreciate it. We've got 70 people in the chat. We need y'all to hit that like button. If you don't do nothing else and don't donate, make sure you hit that like button. We would appreciate it. There is a witch hunt, I do believe, for this man. When somebody tries to, listen, ain't a time in history, not even Abraham Lincoln. I want you to understand the magnitude of this. There's not been a time in history where they have had a president that somebody has fired shots on him 2 times. And I say the same thing tonight. They said, where is Secret Service at when you need them? They wasn't there with Kamala the other day. Listen, I got a theory, right? Maybe Joe Biden's whole plan is to get both of them bumped off. What if Joe Biden was behind all this? We just didn't know it. What if Joe said, look, I need you to take, what do you mean you missed? I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm just making light of it. What if Joe Biden was behind? We haven't seen him that much. You understand what I'm saying? I don't think he's as senile as people think he is. You know what I'm saying? He's still got some triggers in him. And what if Joe Biden was behind all this? What if he was behind, somebody sent it? I don't think they want Kamala to win. I honestly and truthfully think that. I've heard Trump say that out his own lips. She's not going to win. They don't want Kamala to win. I think her own party doesn't want her to win. That's my point. Know what I'm saying? No, we're not doing that here. Bye-bye. You go play with the kids. I think Trump is the best person to be fit as a leader. I don't agree with him having a president we never will see. Apparently has Alzheimer's and now a puppet. Exactly. They're all puppets. You know what I'm saying? I'm not your unk, motherfucker. For real. Yo, that unk shit, y'all gotta get that out of here. Anyway, let me go back to what I was saying. It seems to me there's something funny going on here. Never in the history of America, okay, as a country, have you seen a president have 2 attempts on his life? This is like some Bolsheviks type of, you know what I'm saying? This is wild. Make it great again. Oh, God, some of these people are crazy. Hold on one second, guys. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on with both of these constituencies. Now, if you're just now tuning in, once again, we have Donald Trump with a second attempt on his life. And I'm scared for him, man. I really am. I'm scared for him. It's disturbing as hell. Excuse my French. It's disturbing. And nobody's taking it. Like, you listen, there's a time for the key, and the he's, and da-da-da-da-da. You're seeing this podcast, and we actually got dodos in here that are like, some of these people that are viewers are mentally ill. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. It transcends into normal citizens because they hear this chatter and they start believing these things in their mind. You know what? We might have to take out Trump. You know what? We might have to take the Capitol building on January 6th. You know what? My grandfather fought for patriotism. Listen, you be whatever you want to be or whatever. But when you start trying to kill the candidates, when you start trying to harm the candidates, there's a problem with that. They're on a golf course shooting at Donald Trump on his own golf course. You know how much gall and balls you have to do something like that? Do you? A second attempt on Donald Trump's life. What kind of country are we living in right now? Huh? That's the biggest question I got to answer. Will somebody answer that? Let me tell you something. I just left New York City. I've been down there for 2 days. Okay, if you go back to my earlier live, I did a parade today that I covered or whatever. I wanted to make sure I was there. Shout out to ASAP Ferg. I saw him again. Second time I didn't get to film because I was freaking charging my battery. But long story short, I had a great 2 days. This is the funny thing. I was walking up and down the street because we out all night long, and I just didn't see nothing but homeless folks everywhere. But none of these homeless people were any other ethnicity. It was just mostly black and white men, and it scared the hell out of me. We don't have any focus in on that right now. We've got focus in on trying to kill the candidates. Somebody wants to harm these two candidates for whatever reason it may be. They don't want to see these guys live to the fortitude that they need to. All right, guys, we got 112 people in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please. I appreciate it. 124. And if you guys do or do not know, there was a second attempt today on Donald Trump's life. Unfortunately enough, I don't know any details more than anybody else does right now, so I'm just covering for what I know. Evidently, he was on Trump National Golf Course down there in Tampa, Florida, don't you know? And apparently, he was on there. Somebody decided to fire a few shots down the Trump area. Now, I don't know if they were firing directly at Donald Trump. Sources say that he hasn't been hit or damaged or hurt, so that's a good thing compared to what happened last time. Other than that, there's nothing else. Everybody's just circulating off the same reports because that's all that's been released to the public, evidently. I imagine within the next couple of hours or whatever, you'll hear a little bit more in detail, and I'll be able to offer you a little bit more. But for right now, that's all I got to offer you. But I do want to offer the conversation of what is wrong with the Secret Service. Why aren't they protecting this person? Why aren't they protecting Kamala Harris? Those were regular security guards that were hired by the venue that they had that would protect Kamala Harris. When that guy jumped on the stage the other day and grabbed the mic from her or whatever, you guys didn't see that video? I'll run it for you so you guys can see it. It's crazy. Shout out to Night and Day. It was unbeknownst to me. I didn't know nothing about it. And I went up to Trump Tower today. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If you guys don't know on my channel, you'll see a lot of videos with me up at Trump Tower or whatever. There was a black gentleman that at the time, he was head of, Jesus Christ, what do you call it? National Security, I guess what you call it. I forgot what the acronym is for it. NSA, National Security Agency. And he was a black gentleman. And I met him at a freaking Starbucks, and we started up a conversation. I just got cool with him. And this one day I went over there, I was like, yo, do you mind if he was like, of course you can. You know what I mean? And he said, I'll make sure to tell everybody, you know, who you are and everything like that. And it worked out for me. But all the lives I went up there today, and I wanted to plan on doing one just talking about Kamala, and I didn't know it was going to transcend to this. That's why I said God works in mysterious ways. I went up to Trump Tower, and when I went up there today, it was funny because of pure simple fact, there was like a detail all of a sudden popped up there. It wasn't there yesterday. I started to do the live yesterday, and I didn't do it up there at Trump Tower. And I'm glad I did. I wouldn't even have the story to talk about. There is something disturbingly wrong with people in this country right now. When you have a candidate that has been 2 attempts on his life, and I don't care what side of the pendulum you fall as far as politically. It doesn't make any sense. Come on, guys. We got 142 people here in the chat room. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please. My name is Davin Lewis. If you don't know me, I do political commentary. I've covered 2 major cases right now. One of them will be 2 of the Trump arraignments, including partially a second of the trial. I stopped going to the trial down there when somebody adequately enough set themselves on fire down at the Trump trial. If you don't believe me, go look it up for yourself. You'll see it and find it very easily. Let me read some of these comments. We don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual wickedness. Absolutely diabolical and disturbing. Yeah, I ain't nobody's unk, man. Now, listen, you call me unk, you automatically get blocked. I ain't nobody's unk. Everyone is corrupted. No, everyone is not corrupted. If everyone was corrupted, it would not be anything such as night and day. So everyone's not corrupted. I don't agree with that. I believe the subject was apprehended. You look like you're more of a hood, Chad. No, I don't live in the hood. Bye-bye. Thank you for covering the parade, Davin. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I thought y'all might want to see that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I went over there and covered that. I knew that the news wasn't going to cover it, so that's why I went to go do it. I thought it would be a totally different thing, and I thought people would come in and really support that. But evidently not. I ain't mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't mad at it. I follow you, my friend, but all need to come together. I don't think you're going to see that. I don't think you're going to see that, Tony. Tony, unfortunately, we had so much of a divide. You know, when in my personal opinion is this: with some of the tantrums that go into the woke movement and the woke society or whatever you want to call it, I'm cool with some of that stuff. Some of that stuff makes perfect sense. Like, we don't want women to get sexually assaulted, etc., etc. Of course we don't. You know what I'm saying? I'll stomp out somebody if I see him trying to do it. But when we get to this thing where your personal feelings get somehow superseded above common sense, it comes to pandering at that point. And I'm not a panderer. I don't like pandering. I don't like brown nose. And many of y'all know I worked in the music industry for over 17 years. I never had to brown nose. I was around I had this quote that I always said that a white man taught me to say. He said, when they say something racist to you, say this right here: I know white men bigger than you. I'm saying it. It's the absolute truth. So, you know, I don't, I never got into the pandering thing of brown nosing. That seems to be normal now in the office world, and they don't know that's what makes you expendable, the pandering. See, when you go into an office environment and you pander, they already got permission that you're already going to come in there pandering towards them. You know, kissing butt a little bit. Let's see what this one does. Can we give them the tap dance or sound shoes? You know what I mean? So that everybody plays the game. Everybody plays the game. For 17 years, I was hoeing for Bad Boy Entertainment, Interscope, Atlantic, and BMG. I was on the block. You know what I mean? Thank you very much, Richard. I respect you for using your voice. Definitely, definitely. Another fake attempt so he can get votes. I don't know how you get a fake attempt on getting votes. Okay, so what do you call Kamala? If his attempt was fake, Kamala's was real? You got to answer that question. That's a pivoting question right there. If Trump's assassination attempts were fake, including the second one that we have right now, does that mean that what was supposed to happen to Kamala the other day, was that stage two? See, that's where you come into the little, you know what I mean, that little area of, well, you know, you got to think before you say things. You got to think of all angles of the equation. That's one thing that Puff and all of them taught us. You understand what I'm saying? That's why we're some of the critical thinkers we are, and I earned the name professional before them. But you understand what I'm saying? For a reason, I kept that moniker. So when I'm trying to tell you, if you got to look at all angles of the conversation, you can't just look at the angle that you like, and that's what goes into that woke conversation. The woke conversations consistently take up a space where it's like it's either our way or the highway. And one time they used to put that front on for Republican people, and I think at one point in time it used to be true. It used to be super true. But now it seems that there's a twist of arms. It seems like the bullies that are coming up are the Democrats. Now, many of y'all don't know the Democrats' history in this country. At one point in time, they used to be called the Dixiecrats, which you now know is the Bible Belt states. They renamed them to make a nice little QR, you know what I mean, PR term. But these were segregationists. One of the supporters was one in question that is sitting in the White House right now, your old partner Joe. Joe supported this party up in segregating its candidates up until the late 1970s. You can go look that up for yourself. This is the truth. Now, I don't have to quote myself. I went in front of NBC and talked about this, and NBC is the people that quoted him saying it. You understand what I'm saying? Come on, don't talk to me. I really do this. I'm really out here. It's disgusting I don't get respected as much as I feel like Ronnie Dangerfield sometimes. Only thing I want is respect. I need my respect. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you gotta like the way I talk. Hear what I'm saying. I'm a rough guy. This is the first time you tune into me. I'm a somewhat old school spirit when it comes to the tri-state. So I talk plainly. I don't talk to blow smoke up your butt or make you feel comfortable. Sometimes it's uncomfortable truths. One of the uncomfortable truths right now is we have a wacko that went on a golf course and decided to shoot at the presidential candidate for the second time after he knew what the setback was with the other dude. That's just, what was that, 4 weeks ago? So within 4 to 5 weeks, we have 2 attempts on the president, and everybody's just going on like that's normal. There's going to be some people that are congratulating this like they congratulated the first attempt. And during the first attempt, I don't know if many of y'all saw this, but it floated around a lot of places on social media where you had people actually applauding that Trump attempt on his life. Now, listen, like I said, I'm not a Republican. I'm definitely not a Democrat. The Democratic Party doesn't serve anybody as far as minorities. They make you subservient and slave. I think the only people that have this really figured out in this country is the Irish, the Jews, Black Americans, and I think that's it of the people that are migrating. They don't figure this out. You're just a replacement tool. You'll figure it out, though. They've done this before. They did it with the Chinese after they built the railroads. You'll figure it out. Drink some water, brother. Yeah, man, I would, man. Y'all gotta donate so I can get some water, though. You know what I'm saying? I gotta wait for somebody. Joe is one of the most corrupt, racist individuals ever served. This is a fact. It's all planned. Now, I said that earlier, and to go to content with what you said, it's all planned. I do think there's this equation there. I said earlier, what if Joe Biden's behind all this and he's trying to sabotage both of them's campaign by putting Kamala as a front runner, and then that way she puts her as the front runner, and he know that she's going to lose ultimately. I don't know if she'll win, but I think she'll come close if she doesn't win. I'll say that much. But what if he was trying to throw gumption in both of them and say, hey, listen, I want both of them to lose, and then that way, you know what I'm saying, or corrupt it up or mess it up or whatever. These guys are old. These are not guys that are like 50s, 60s or whatever, still out here sprock and kick it. These are guys that are in their 80s. I mean, you might as well say they're in their 80s. One of them's 78, one of them's damn near 80. Biden would be 84 years old when he finished his constituency if he made it. And judging by the past couple of years, he's been falling going up the stairs. They had like 6 videos of Biden falling going up the stairs. Listen, you ain't got to be on either side, but you got to understand that's a problem. That's a problem after a minute. Like, Biden fell up the stairs again. What happened? Yo, Cindy, Joe fell up the stairs. What happened? Joe done fell up the stairs again. What happened? Joe fell up the stairs. He fell going up the stairs. You know how discombobulated you got to be to fall going up some stairs? Like, we didn't all had it happen, but I ain't had that happen since I was like 14 years old. I was running up some stairs chasing after my cousin that fell going up the stairs. Don't no grown man fall going up the stairs. That man's incapacitated. Y'all know it. Y'all sit up there talking about, yay, Joe. Joe's about to pass out at that podium. Joe's where we at? I don't know. And then it's always that turn and smile he got. He goes like this. That shit is creepy as hell. Y'all trying to keep this old senile man up in there. Let that man rest. He's been in the constituency of the White House in some position or another, whether it be the House of Judiciary Committee. He was the head of that. In some form or another, Joe Biden has been around since the Nixon period. And we all know how that constituency went with Nixon, right? Yeah. So I'm just saying here, like, this momentum of this woke movement, which is also pushing for these assassination attempts, this counter-woke movement that some Republicans are having, like what they attempted to do with Kamala Harris, grabbing the mic from her the other day. You got to slow wackos like this down, because you see what they do. They shoot at golf courses now, down there in Tampa, Florida. In Florida, listen, man, I done lived in Florida. Shout out to Miami and everything like that, but I got to tell you, this y'all taking the L for this one. Y'all taking the L. Y'all got people sitting on the golf course shooting at Trump now. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all can't hold this up. It's like the same thing with January 6th. Y'all can't hold that up. Because y'all had people that was out there protesting with y'all, pulling y'all off the cops. I seen the videos. We all seen the videos. You know what I'm saying? So 58 people in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Also, make sure y'all hit the Cash App, $STRINGERBELL80. Make sure y'all hit that up and support. Hold the fuck up. Did I just block Lexi? Oh, hell no. Hold on 1 second, guys. I think I just blocked my homegirl. Give me 1 second. Somebody said DMX. Y'all always calling me DMX. I appreciate it though. He was an Antifa supporter. It's a possibility. I mean, there's been a lot of people supporters. So I'll show that one. Oh my God, did I block Lexi, man? I ain't mean to block Lexi. Yo, Lexi, stay. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Boom, got her. There you go. Unhide. Lexi, if you back here, come back here, sweetie. I'm sorry. I was trying to get that other. Jesus Christ. If y'all know Lexi, tell Lexi to come back here, man. I ain't mean to block Lexi. Jesus Christ. My skin is too shiny. Let me tell you something, as a boy. One thing you should be doing as a man, right? And that's what raised suspect about you. And this is part of the problem why you got these punks. See, they won't run up on Trump because they know the Secret Service is somebody to take him out. They won't run up on any of the candidates or anybody firsthand. You understand what I'm saying? They do it from perching on positions on top of rooftops where everybody's, you know what I'm saying, paying attention to something else. They shoot fear like cowards on a golf course or whatever. So let me tell you something, sir. Out of the 147 people in this chat, thank y'all for hitting that like button. I appreciate it. I want to tell you something from the bottom of my heart. I don't know where in a single mother you was raised. I don't know where in the bittered single mother you was raised. But son, let me tell you, it's a whole pack of like a tribe of geese, a rabbit, werewolf, hybrid people like you that call themselves men nowadays. Let me tell you something. Guys like this, these soft guys that you got right here, this is why there's a deduction in military services and selective services nowadays. Did you know that? You got these feminine men. I had a dude one day tell me stop cursing. I said, if you ever tell me to stop cursing again, I will strangle you and curse at you as I'm strangling you. This kid was like 23 years old. I said, what are you going to do to me? Like, what the, I'm 6'3". This dude was like 5'2". What are you actually going to do? You know, so it's like, you got this woke movement enchanting these people via online and via these little support advocacy groups. Yay, boo-hoo, you know, I was yelled at as a child too. Let's go shoot up a school. These punks, these is punks. When I was a kid, I fell off a bike. I got in a fight. I came home with a black guy. I had somebody break my arm before. I'm going back out there with them. I ain't getting a whole bunch of advocacy behind me. Somebody broke my arm. There's women out here. Listen, one day I asked this girl for a light. I swear to God, I could have got it on camera. I asked this girl for a light. She was like, no, no, you guys said something. I was like, what is wrong with you? And even the people that were sitting out there were looking at her, whatever. This guy comes up to me. He's like, yo, come on, let's walk over here, bro. And we had a whole hour-long conversation about people like that. It's crazy how this woke stuff has enhanced people that were normally already clustered into a group of being mentally ill and made them worse. Because now you made the regular people feel sorry for the mentally ill people, which in some cases you should, but they're attacking people, pushing people on subway platforms. I mean, I go up against all of it down there. You guys have seen it, you know? So I don't recommend in the future that we take on all these tenets of this woke movement crap. It's BS. Do you realize, I put this up with a friend of mine the other day. Let me break some of this perspective for y'all. If you are from Generation X or you are a Zennial like myself, if you're in those two groups, did you realize you are the last two generations that remember the world without the internet? Soak that up for a minute. Generation X, the Zennials, even the Boomers, but they count, but you should be set by now. Generation X, which was still out here stomping, Zennials, which was still out here stomping. This is the last generation that remembers the world without the internet. And wasn't it much more beautiful? See, let's hold on 1 second, guys. Let this go by. I want you guys to hear this if you don't hear nothing else. I've heard a lot of you guys in this chat room tonight say it's a vibration, right? It's a vibration. Well, let me tell you something. You're absolutely right. And when you take a couple things out of the core of the vibration, you get a bad time. Let me tell you what I mean by that. I got to get historic for you for a minute, but you're going to understand what I mean here in a few seconds. If you guys have lived your whole life here in the United States, and you've lived through different time periods in the United States, I've lived through 4 of them now, you'll realize something very quickly. You'll remember how the tones and sounds changed. The tones of music change, the messages of music change. They're always going to change, but they change for the worst beyond the worst. The thing was, the message which was in the music, it was more widespread than it ever been because of the inclusion of the internet. I'm going to read you guys questions. Just give me 1 second. Because of the inclusion of the internet, yeah? Well, with that taken forth and that being said, what you have is when you got a tone on earth that's basically, I know a lot of things about sonically. I was in the music business. You got a tone that's sonically, there's a way that you can hit notes. I got to find a live that I did about 4 years ago, and I'll share it again and cut it up and make you guys see it. I was talking about tones, and this comes into musical theory. If anybody knows anything about musical theory, you know what I'm talking about. You can play different notes and chords or whatever. It can enact certain types of emotions. Like, so for example, if you used to go into a club and then somebody was playing, I don't know, 112. Then they turned around and they started playing Wu-Tang Clan or Mobb Deep. It'd be 2 different reactions. If somebody was playing Puff albums and they turned around and started playing Death Row albums, it'd be 2 totally different reactions. If you get somebody playing SZA albums and then you get somebody playing Beyonce albums, you're getting 2 totally different reactions. A lot of SZA's music is sad. It's like sad and scary if you really listen to it. So what I'm saying is, when you get these tones and you put these tones out, because music has always been an instrument, and ironically enough, it's always been an instrument and a tool of cultivating cultures, all the way back to the harp, all the way back to either any type of musical instrument that they use, even with the earliest prehistoric people. Which was to this extent, a pan flute that most people know was one of the earliest instruments found. So what I'm saying to you is this. The reason that a lot of people, especially after the pandemic, have come out of the pandemic is because the tone has changed. If you listen to the tone of the music, I don't care if your kids are black, white, polka dot, or whatever. I worked in that business for 17 years. I sold albums to everybody. When we went to in stores, we did all that stuff. It was everybody there. Everybody there. Chinese kids, black kids, Latin kids, everybody. This is New York City. So I'm telling you, that tone revolves. And now I see Asian kids, like, that was an Asian kid that did that song with Meg Thee Stallion. When I see all these guys from different cultures doing the same thing. We got London trap artists. What do you know about Atlanta? You're living in London. We got London trap artists. We got French trap. We got Polish trap artists. You guys don't even know this stuff. And some of you. But we got trap artists, and what they're doing is they're mimicking a tone. They're mimicking something sonically that's evil. And that evil tone and resonance has a certain tone and template where it's played in its chords. I'm trying to tell you. It's weird that I'm saying this, but I'm trying to tell you. It doesn't even matter what instrument it is. All instruments can be manipulated to have a certain chord. That chord only affects a certain type of, I guess you would say, dopamine in your body that allows you to react with rage, allows you to react with happiness or whatever. You don't believe me? Go now and go listen to Outstanding by the Gap Band. It don't matter if you was living in that time period or not. You're going to be happy. Go listen to Before I Let Go. All right? You're going to be happy if you listen to that song. Go listen to Clarence Clearwater Revival. You're going to be happy when you hear that song. You understand what I'm saying? Anything that you listen to, and I'm not saying that oldies but goodies or whatever, but what I'm saying is anything up until probably the past 15 years that you listen to, you could readily go within the Rolodex and find a song that was fitting for you. Now that's not the case. Most of the stuff that you have is saturated with sex, violence, whatever. And if somebody being formerly in that business, well, I'm still kind of in that business, but somebody to be in that business for so long, whatever I had to say, I play part in it. At least as far, and most of these people that have been a part of this, they'll never tell you this. They'll never tell you this. I was part of it. We're part of the problem. We help create the environment that shape black, white, polka dot, all alike, but especially us who are in the music business. We help create the environment that these little kids and these kids, they grow up in. This is why they're ultra violent. Half of their parents were in fucking prison when they were growing up anyway. You know how many kids I know that stayed with, how many of y'all know, there was a show called 16 and Pregnant that dealt nothing with rural white girls. Let's get this one out of here. Latinos for Trump, or you DMX. God bless DMX. The winner Biden, my bro. Winner Biden. I don't know what that means, but we're going to get you out of here. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just removing some silly people that are trying to be disruptive. Vibration is real, and demons use it to get you. This is very true. Like I said, I told people about musical notes and musical chords. More chords specifically than notes. The chords are the leads. So when you get the chords or whatever, some people will say they're accompaniment, but in that type of listening, okay, so I'll give you an example. If you go back and you listen to instrumentals or beats from not even 10, 15 years ago, the first thing you're going to recognize when you're talking about 808s and heartbeats and things like that, 808s was actually, I hate to say it like this, Kanye, it was actually the segue that the rest of the populace needed. See, Kanye's album did a lot of things. It opened up to a tone that a lot of people had never heard before, which is the 808 sound. That 808 sound was originally used on like disco albums, stuff like that, funk albums, things like that. Listen to what I'm telling you. That sound, if you listen to that album, you'll understand quite quickly what I'm talking about. It opened up a sound pattern, and that sound pattern was mimicked. People had different interpolations of it or whatever. They put it together with the two Chicago sounds. Yeah, Kanye's sound is Chicago, even though people say he's from Aurora and Arizona, I don't know. But the point I'm getting at is, people took that tone that Kanye had and they manipulated. This is where you get the Travis Scotts. These are all students of Kanye's and Pharrell. You understand what I'm saying? No matter how much they look at it. I got a song right now by Brent Freyes that sounds just like Pharrell. You know what I mean? I don't want to be disrespectful for you for Trump policy or Kamala. I don't answer questions like that online. Black Hebrew Israelites believe that they are the true Israelites and that the 12 tribes of Israel are people of, yeah, I know, man. I've been seeing that stuff since I was 16 years old. What are you doing to change things if you know all this? Now, you're the type of person I don't like. You know why I don't like people like you? And I'm going to tell you why. I'm pointing out to this guy named Smiley Pendleton. We always have, this is what I talk about when I talk about the woke culture. A lot of people in that woke culture, they always turn around and try to challenge you. Well, what are you going to do to help? No. What you need to do is take the information I got, give it to the masses. The information is free, and spread it out. And collectively, everybody will do it. This whole ideology of these freaking whistling, see what it really boils down to, you want to be a superstar. You want to be recognized for what you did. That's the problem with society right now. Everybody wants to be recognized. Here's the news flash. Everybody ain't special. Okay? I know it's hard to bite, but everybody ain't special. And we need to stop lying to everybody, telling everybody everybody's special. If you get up on the internet and you do some goofy dance, or you throw, something on your body, or you sniff cayenne peppers up your nose, or you eat a Tide Pod or something like that, there should be nowhere place in society for the dodos to entertain this. And this is what leads to people that now you have two attempts on Trump's life. They have given a thing which is mostly said by one man, was it Edgar Casey that said it? Do what thou wilt. This is the age that you're in. Coming up, I believe it's on the 17th. It might be a little bit deeper than that. It might be, I think it's on the 17th though. It's going to be a lunar and solar eclipse duel. The ending of an age, they call it. Pay attention to that. Good job. Yeah, I do, man. Okay, no problem. Yeah, I don't like people to come in and try to challenge people, whatever. You don't know the meaning of systematic togetherness. You don't know the meaning of working collectively as a, if you're in the army, if you're in a team, You know, when you play football, you learn how to fight, roll with a team. A lot of these guys, they don't know how to roll with a team. They roll with their own individual feelings, and they get people to advocate behind them, behind their own individual feelings. This is where you get a lot of these mass shooters. Make no mistake about it. If you was trying to take out Trump, you could have shot anybody out there. You understand what I'm saying? You could have shot a kid. You could have did anything. He was just randomly firing on the golf course. Now, I'm going to give you guys more updates and more information or whatever as I get it. I haven't got any more yet. I think everybody else, that's a little minimum they have, but it has to be something done about people and their feelings nowadays. This is somebody that acted solely alone, just like the other guy. He acted solely alone, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. People on the internet knew what he was doing. You understand what I'm saying? Just like the shooter they had in Buffalo, New York, that went into the grocery store and shot all those black people, don't you know? The same thing. People knew for weeks what he was doing. Just like the kid just recently that did the school shooting or whatever, they arrested his daddy too. They had been having problems in the house or whatever the case may be. So white people, I say to you respectfully, y'all need to start, listen, I go out in the daytime or whatever. I have two types of white people that interact with me. It's the ones that see me for who I really am and can tell I grew up and was around them. This is not a racial statement. This is a self-awareness statement that a lot of y'all need to have. You have a lot of hang-ups about everybody else a lot of times except for your own. And your own are killing your own. You understand what I'm saying? Your own are trying to kill your own. These were white gentlemen that shot at Trump 2 times now. These ain't no dudes from the hood with blue and red on. These ain't no dudes or whatever. But every time that we get superseded, you even got people that are migrating to this country backing with you with hopes and wishes of rags and tatters to be on their back too. No. You have to start looking at your own population of men and start asking, what are the women in white culture doing to allow these boys to want to be on killing sprees every 2 or 3 weeks in this country? Now, if you don't believe me, please go over to the Department of Justice website and tell me the numbers and recite them in my chat room, almost 200 people in here, of what those numbers say. Tell me what them numbers say. Last year, there was more, but at the beginning, the first 3 months of the year, there were more mass shootings, which include 3 or more people in this country, than there was days that had passed. So white folks, I grew up around you, I grew up around Italians and Greeks or whatever. I tell you how it is, and I tell you what it wasn't. And I'm telling you, you need to start looking at your men. Your men are killing your own people. He didn't go try to shoot Tyrone on the golf course. He didn't go try to shoot up anybody. He went to go shoot Donald Trump. Yesterday, the day before yesterday, when we had somebody grab the mic from Kamala Harris and grab it out on arm, that was a white man who had to be subdued by Kamala Harris's white husband. So that's why I said I always deal with 2 tiers. It's crazy, but it's the truth. It's not the same in my community. My community doesn't try it. When Barack Obama ran for president, nobody black tried to kill Barack Obama. What you mean same in my community? See, let me tell you something. I'm going to let you stay here too. What's your name? 2 for most. Let me tell you what I mean by that. You have your own perception. First of all, I tell people this on my channel about I grew up most of my adult life here in my late teen years here in Connecticut, all right? I lived on the shoreline. I lived there for a while. I was around mostly Greeks and Italians and Jews for the whole point of the town. It's very different than where I live at now. Now, in our towny fashion or whatever the case may be, right? We'll have white people that will do all kinds of atrocious shit out there. Beat on the girlfriends, $2,000, $3,000 of child support, you name it. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's not just say people are out with flaw. The problem I have is when you have individuals like Sir Gentleman that just came in here a little while ago. He tries to be kind of like the PR team for white men. You know what I'm saying? No, you can't get past that because on a white-ran site called the Department of Justice, it's got the numbers calculated and accumulated by white men, by their own demographics. Don't feed me that shit. You want to work on a PR team? Work on a PR team that stands for something. If you're sitting here and you're defending mass shooters just because it was Trump, something's wrong with you, and you're part of the problem. Matter of fact, do you know of any conspiracies going on or any plan? Because most of the time when I get people like you to come in the chat room, you know something. You know something. You know something. We might have to start sending y'all's profiles to the FBI and the CIA and sending them over there to YouTube themselves and telling them we got people on here that's supporting domestic terrorism, because that attack that was on Trump today, that's domestic terrorism. That attack that when Kamala got that mic grab from the other day, no matter how you feel about it or whatever, that was an attack. And had nobody intervened, them two black gentlemen that intervened, nobody talked about that. Don't give me that shit, same in my community. There's a couple of people that's in the hood, they shoot and kill or whatever. Whites make up 62% of this country. 62% of this country, and make up 99.9% of the mass shootings. The men. Huh? So you listen, I can live, I ain't trying to be funny, I can live with Daquan shooting Abdul. But when Mikey goes into the school and kills kids, you're trying to tell me that's less lethal than some dudes shooting each other in the hood over some drugs? So you're telling me the whole totality of black American culture, including the president, the whole community that sells drugs and da-da-da-da-da, mind you, under your nose, motherfuckers, excuse my French, are becoming millionaires and billionaires, and have been doing so for the past 30 years. Huh? You got more, let me ask this guy, watch this. You got more money than Puff right now? Do you got more money than Jay-Z? Do you got more money than Baby? Do you got more money than Jordan? Do you got more money, we were just talking about him the other night, Jonathan Majors. Do you got more money? Do you have more power? No, you don't. That's another thing I have a problem with, not to make this a racist topic, but the people that are the most vocal, I've always found in the office environments, always is the loud, obnoxious white man and a loud, obnoxious white woman that are unaccomplished. So I can live with somebody that's obnoxious. I'm kind of cocky myself. But what I can't live, and I ran into it at Interscope, I ran into it at BMG, was always two of them. Loudmouth fucking Jane and loudmouth fucking Bob. They've been at the company for 20 fucking years. I can't understand how these Negro kids came in there, because we sold fucking albums. You did. Business ain't got no color. The mechanisms that go with business ain't got no color. But you and your little group of good old boys have figured out, oh, well, you know, the Dukes of Hazzard is coming to an end. The world's top billionaires live in Africa. They're from Africa. They're not from Sweden, they're not from England, they're not from France. I implore you to go check out that for yourself at Forbes. Sit up here talking that BS. We supposed to dumb down, same thing. We're not in our community running into school. You show me a video of a black man or a Latin man in 2024 that has ran up into a school and shot kids, or ran up into his job and shot, in multitude. I ain't talking about this one incident. Everybody got one incident too. Nobody supersedes white folks. They even got a term for it, white male mass shootings. Huh? See, you got me mistaken. When I tell something, I notice this is what I notice with a lot of these folks that come in here. When I tell you I grew up with groups in the town, you say, oh, he must be used to being called. No. See, they even know. My Greek and Italian friends, they even know. I check them. Anytime you say something about me, I check them. And what I'm trying to tell you is here, you ain't got no brown nose here, kid. And I know a whole bunch of guys that's just like me. So what I'm saying to you is this, and please listen firmly when you listen to what I'm telling you. I'm so sick and tired of these white male PR campaigns and the motherfuckers that support them. Y'all have some shit going on in your culture. Even your own men are kidnapping, beating, sexually assaulting, and murdering black American women as they're dating them. Huh? We're going to have a podcast about that too, B. And this is why I tell dudes, listen, for the dudes down in the what's the name, Fried chicken. Cook, 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 cook. Fried chicken. Cook, cook, cook. All right, I got one for you. Your dad's name is John Constantine. That would allege that you are Irish. Why don't you go eat some haggis? You know what haggis is? That's sheep balls, you nasty fuck. These people are crazy. Like, that doesn't bother me. You gotta, come on, man. Listen, if you're gonna say some racist shit, say something up to date. That's all I'm asking. That's all. Can we say that all 179 people in here part of the Black and Latin coalition and the cool ass white dude coalition along with that? Can we just really just say, if you're gonna say something racist, make it of this era? You know what I'm saying? You can't get me with saying, man, I know people this. Listen, your whole life you probably made $80,000. The same white man you were trying to impress one time in your life is laughing at you because they made money off of you. You ain't even realized it yet. You made their business millions of dollars while you sat back and you ain't got nothing. You eating out of cans and shit, motherfucker. I know 16-year-olds that live better than you. You understand what I'm saying? So with all that being said, how do you feel? And that's a contention that a lot of racist white men can't come together with when they say racist epithets. They can't come to contention that I'm an unaccomplished white man. You know where I learned that term from? An Italian girl I used to date. She said, oh, he's another unaccomplished white man. That shit was the funniest shit I'd ever heard in my fucking life. And I noticed that there's a hue, not a hue, a tier. It's the same thing in every culture. When you've got the haves and you got the have-nots. If for some reason or another, you have to have an accomplished white man around an unaccomplished white man for them to realize this shit. You understand what I'm saying? That's just real. Pull up in your Honda Elantra and let a Bentley or a Maserati pull up in front of you, and both of y'all white. At that point, you'll realize who you are in society. And that's how things go. That's how things go. All this pretending, and then you got these group of followers of minorities that want to pretend with you. You're going to pretend your ass into, listen, I worked at a record company, as many of y'all know, for 17 years. I saw artists go broke. I saw them be millionaires for 2 or 3 years and then turn around and go broke. If you are a brown-nosing follower, and I'm not talking about a follower like you going with the team and working with the team at the job, you're supposed to do that. I'm talking about if you're a brown-noser, a cutthroat at your job, type of person that'll turn around and talk shit about the group or whatever, even though you made the decision and went in with them, right? If you that type of brown-noser, right, there is a special place for you, and it's called failure. I'm trying to tell you. Because all those dudes I ever seen at Brown Nose, they were the guys that were out early at the company I worked at. Everybody knows that. These are the guys, you never even heard of them again. Like that guy right now that's going up against Puff. What's his name? Whatever his name is, that weird looking kid. You know what I'm saying? That dude, he's out of here. Nobody's ever going to work. He told you himself just recently, oh, nobody will work with me. It's like I got black. You blackballed yourself. Nobody blackballed you. You blackballed yourself. I told y'all that the first podcast I did about him. I said, yo, you know you out the game now, right? You know it's done. It's a wrap. This all comes from this necessity to please social media instead of pleasing your intellect. And you guys are not pleasing your intellect anymore. You're pleasing social media, and you're saying things on social media, whether it be racial epithets, whether it be, convincing people that something's going on in the country that's not going on, whether it's conducing people, hey, boo hoo hoo, people are picking on me, and I'm 37. You know what I'm saying? When anybody calls me sir, I take that as you're calling me a motherfucker. And I'm not worried about you, because I looked at your channel before. I meant to catch you last time you was in here. Last time you was in here, you said something fun. I'm finna bum my own blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Some guys talking about, these are men. You guys realize this, right? All 140 of y'all in here, just realize these are men. These are men. Yeah, I'm tired. You know why I'm tired? I filmed, unlike you, lazy fucks, I'm not lazy. That's one of the best things about me. That's how I ended up working at a record company. I'm not lazy. When I was covering the Jonathan Majors case, I was getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I wouldn't even sleep the next day. Nobody knew it. And when I was covering the Trump trials, the same thing. I would bust my butt. One thing about me is I filmed a parade today that was damn near 4 hours long. I went to Trump Tower to try to get some more footage because I wanted to talk about Kamala Harris and the guy grabbing the microphone from her, don't you know? And I didn't get the chance to do that because when I went up there was all this protocol put into place or whatever. They didn't want nobody up there. Come to find out, somebody had taken a second attempt on Trump this evening at around about 2 something. So while I was at that parade and I was filming that parade for y'all, this was actually happening. This was going on. And so just to give you guys a quick recap on the information we know so far, some people are telling me that they actually caught the guy. This will be the second guy, which I say this is unprecedented. And now we have this in American history. This is the first time that a presidential candidate, has been attempted on his life 2 times within a 5-week period. And then we have Kamala Harris yesterday getting a mic actually grabbed out of her hand and snatched from her. And her husband having to intervene along with, and I got to point this out one more time. Shout out to Now Dave for pointing this out. Where is Secret Service? Like, who's paying these people? Like, we need to really do. I watched the Kamala video, no Secret Service. That was the security for the venue. I watched the Trump Secret Service. There's a video of this woman fumbling her gun. Have y'all seen that video? She literally fumbled her gun. I said, oh my God, this is who y'all count on? This is who y'all count on? God forbid it be some train hitters that come in here. Y'all out of luck. They gonna get them. I'm sorry. At this point, you can get Pookie or Ray and them from the trailer park to get the president. At this rate, Jesus Christ. This woo-hoo came on a golf course and started shooting. Y'all don't find nothing wrong with that? So I'm just saying to you, white America, I grew up around you. I nated your tables. I done did everything with your funerals, weddings, everything. I don't know nothing but the Papadonasios and Vacos and shit. And I'm just saying to you, y'all know as well as I know that you got to live around white people to know this. But there's a tier of them that is a lower tier. And they know this. Your DNA is lower. Everything is lower. I'm just keeping it real. So I'm just saying can y'all start at the behest of your own, start calling these people out? That's all we ask. You go all day long and you talk about black kids that are going to college and are becoming scientists. You know the top neurologist in America is a black man, Dr. Ben Constance. You use the elevator that was created by a black dude. So my point is, you're all afraid of black people. Black people have fought every war in this country with you. Every war. You're afraid of them. But you cool with the murderers within your own community. And we gotta start talking about it. Don't make no sense for one of the most privileged men on this earth to be around here. He gets mad. He want to go shoot up a school, go shoot up the UPS. He want to go shoot up. For what? You want to shoot kids? Cause you mad? Cause you ain't get hugged? So white folks, the only thing I'm saying is start speaking about the lower tier of your community a little bit more. They've been with you since the time you came here in Connecticut with the Gnostics and the Pilgrims. Y'all know who they are. At one time, they were indentured servants. If you've ever seen the movie 12 Years as a Slave, Brad Pitt is in that movie. And there's a person he plays. And he plays an indentured servant. And you can automatically tell he's at lower tier. That's why he was working there. When the Irish first came to this country, they viewed them as lower tier. A lot of them were working down at the docks. This is where you get the actual Maryland accent from. You get it from the Dutch and the Irish still down there. Same thing with the New York accent. It's from the Dutch. So I don't understand how more clear I can be. I'm not trying to be racist in any way. It's impossible for me to do that. But I just want to put in fact of that. You've got to start paying attention to more white Americans within white American culture that are lords here have nothing to fucking offer. Because they're a problem. You got a president candidate that's been shot at twice in 5 weeks. And the first time they almost killed him. You have another presidential candidate that they allow people to get close enough to her to grab a mic out of her hand. Now, what you think is going to happen if she became the president? That was some Barack Obama. That was, listen, O'Shea Duke Jackson got this thing he says all the time. Niggas wake up call. That was hers. That was hers. I don't care what you say. That was hers. Let's see what y'all talking about here. 2020, twice, two times, son. This is true what you said about the lower tiers. I'm not white, but I'm voting Trump. Okay. The poorest people in America are from the Appalachian. No, actually, the poorest community in America is a place called Osler, Kentucky. I implore you to go look it up right now. Osler, Kentucky. Mitch McConnell's constituency and state. Osler, Kentucky. It has the highest welfare recipients in the whole entire United States. And mind you, the whole community is 98% white. There were 3 people on the registry as far as the town's population for the year of 2021 it was. That was the last time I looked. Osler, Kentucky. Go look it up. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. They have the most welfare recipients and everything in the whole entire United States. This is Mitch McConnell's constituency. Oh, bull neck McConnell. Oh, turkey gizzard neck. They sat him down, though. They said, all right, you're going to have to go sit on down now. Mitchell, time for you to sit on down. Does he not know Kentucky is a part of the Appalachian Mountains? Let's get you out of here. Bye-bye. We don't like smart asses. Doesn't he know this? That's what I'm talking about. That's that woke generation shit. You could have just explained that. You know what I'm saying? The way you wanted to put it. I don't call Osler, Kentucky the Appalachian Mountains. I call Osler, Kentucky a precise spot that's noted in demographics. That's why I don't like people to think they're smart. If you say the Appalachian Mountains, it spans. So that could be anywhere. You could say the Appalachian Trails. That could be anywhere if you really want to get intricate about it. So if I say a specific location in town pointed at by the state census, which is Osler, Kentucky, I'm being very specific in what's named. It doesn't name the Appalachian Trails, it names Osler, Kentucky. Yeah, no, Kamala was attacked. Yes, I'm answering somebody, Joe Cox. Kamala was attacked the day before yesterday. She was actually having some town hall or something like that, or a speaking engagement. And the gentleman came on, I ain't gonna call him a gentleman, a punk came on stage and grabbed the mic out of her hand. And subsequently, 2 security guards that worked at the venue in which they were holding it, 2 black gentlemen came up there and they yoked them up, as they should. You understand what I'm saying? You're not gonna put your hands on the sis like that. I don't care who she married to. Her husband came up later after the 2 men had already subdued him. But shout to him too. He still came up on stage and hold this chick down. So I got to give him that. Yeah, it's all wrong. Yeah, and today we had Trump. There was an attempt on it. Well, a lot of people said attempt on his life again because they shot at him. And apparently this was on the Trump International or National Golf Course down there in Tampa, Florida. And so they shot at him or whatever the case may be. And we don't know what's going on from there. I got a couple people to come in here and they talk about, oh, babble, and this, that, and other, and the third. Well, the internet has made cartoon characters out of a lot of men. We talk about a lot of times how the internet has affected women. It's affected men too. A lot of these men are soft on here. They're just in here talking about my lips. They're just talking about, you look tired. You trying to give me a massage, nigga? Like the fuck? These dudes are weird, son. So like, you know what I'm saying? I don't spend too much time on here. But I just wanted to alert y'all on that or whatever the case may be and let y'all know. Let me see what y'all talking about here. I want to hear what y'all talking about. Let me get you out of here because you just keep, like, something's mentally wrong with you. Did you see that person kept writing GGER, trying to call me a nigga? Like, are you that bored with your life? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I be telling y'all all the time. I don't like how YouTube is done. Excuse me, y'all, I'm putting this sweat on. This hoodie on. I don't like how YouTube has switched up this algorithm and it's made it just anybody comes in here. I don't like this stuff. Some of you guys that come in here and you're new, you are cool as crap, man. I appreciate you. But some of y'all that come up in here, it's just like, yo, this dude is sitting there spelling out NIGGER over and over and over and over. What you think? You hurt my feelings? You think you gonna hurt my feelings? I bet you I'm more accomplished than you are. I love saying that shit. For real. I bet you I'm more accomplished than you are. Listen, if you can't put the same on paper that I can, you just talking. You can't put the same. I'm not talking about no street shit. I'm talking about on an actual resume. If you can't put the same thing, accolades on your resume that I can, then you ain't my competition. You understand? So you can say whatever you want to. The secret shot is so no one shot at Trump, right? Oh, okay, sure. He's got the answer. Y'all go check out his podcast. Oop, it doesn't exist. All right. Yeah, definitely. Let me say, I need to drink some water. I do need to drink some water. I was hot out there filming today, man. I ain't drink no water. I was smoking cigarettes and shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm glad it was just her mic too. I get myself on homeboy. I got chores to do. What the fuck are you talking about? This is men talking. Like, this is crazy, bro. Some of these white men are in here showing who they are. Not the tiered white men, the lower class white men. Just like lower class blacks, lower class Latinos, and so on and so forth. America is the biggest democracy in the world with the greatest freedoms. Oh my God, I'm so yo, man, I'm so glad you brought that to consideration, man. Without you, man, I don't think I would have made it. Ah, shut up, bitch. When you had to clarify, no, I'm telling you, and the same thing go for you, right? How many times have people said racist stuff or whatever? Paula Deen said some racist shit. She said, I ain't mean it like that. Everybody took her apology, right? There's been numerous. Don Imus, right here in this state, called the girls basketball team, I think it was Louisiana, that's a bunch of nappy ass hoes. Then when he said that, he apologized for it. They let him live. Kramer from freaking Seinfeld said some racist, you're a nigga. He said this shit, everybody heard that. He was allowed to apologize for it, right? So I think y'all owe us about 20. This for starters, all right? You owe us about 20. So if I want to say not to be racist, I can say that. I'm not pressing you. All right? I'm not. You got men in your own culture that are, I always often say this. A lot of white men, if you want to end poverty, you want to end black violence like you say you do, start hiring people. Start hiring and mentoring. The same way you mentor white boys, mentor those men. With power comes position. You understand what I'm saying? With power comes responsibility. You see, a lot of white men want to be powerful, but they don't want to take all the notions. So you allow the people to become poor over a while of time. This is what you've done in multiple national countries. This is why all these countries are fleeing. All these countries that you made poor are now fleeing to white countries. You not pay attention to that? Oh, they flowing to Australia. They flowing to England. They've been flowing to France. They tried to clean it up in France. France was filthy before the Olympics came over there. Go back and watch a video. I don't forget what date the Olympics happened, but go back and watch 2 years ago in France. And you will see France was filthy. They had immigrants sleeping in front of freaking the Eiffel Tower was so bad. I swear to God, too. They cleaned that shit up for the Olympics, don't you know? We got to get these tickets out. They done got these tickets now. We can't have nobody sleeping in front of Eiffel Tower. People done bought these tickets now. Huh? What y'all talking about in here? Y'all make sure also to hit the cash app here. I'm going to throw that up on I accidentally blocked Lexi. I feel sorry about that, man. I always be doing that. If y'all know Lexi, tell her I unblocked her. I was trying to block somebody else, and my hands are big. Even with this big-ass phone, my hands are big. Here's my cash app right here, man. Y'all make sure y'all support that. Show your boys some love on here, whatever. I appreciate it, you know what I mean? I just put it right there just so it'll be on the screen. But that's my cash app. I'm a full-time blogger. Yes, I am partnered with Google AdSense, but it's a lot of work, and we also need additional help and support. I get very little support on here, even though I do some remarkable things on this channel. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all support that. It's also a PayPal link involved in there, in the link that's not right there, but it's also embedded into the what's name. So you guys go support it that way too. Let me go say thank you to anybody that did support. Let me see here. Okay, well that's cool. I ain't worried about it, baby. Hold on 1 second, guys. I ain't worried about that too much. Hey, let me ask you a question, right? Before I get up out of here. Let me ask y'all the crowd as a question, right? Because we were talking about white men and shit like that. Let's talk about black men for a minute. Today, when I was out there at that parade, I just wanted to segue to this real quick. Today, when I was out there at that parade, there was two types of energy out there. There was one energy that seemingly seemed like it wanted to see some type of destruction happen at that black African American parade, and then there was a more overbearing strength of people that didn't want to see something happen. And there was a few men out there that had some bad attitudes, and I really didn't care for that, but I ignored it and I avoided it or whatever, whatever. Two, I have to say this, and a lot of people ain't gonna like what I gotta say, but I'm gonna say it anyway in the music business. When you have the Puerto Rican Day Parade, the Dominican Day Parade, when you have many of these different parades, Juve down there in Brooklyn where 4 people got shot just recently, when you have these areas and these situations, right, you have artists that will come from, they'll catch a plane from Cali just to come here just to be there for that or whatever, whatever. I didn't see the same amount of people. I saw ASAP Ferg, of course. I think what I saw of Aaron Hill or Aaron Hall, I'm pretty sure that was Aaron Hall. And Dapper Dan. That's all I saw at the African American parade today. And that kind of bothered me because I was like, well, where are all the African American superstars that Harlem has made? You understand what I'm saying? Or all the people that scream out Harlem. I would have loved to seen It Is What It Is podcasts have their float. I would have loved to have seen Puff. You know what I'm saying? I think it would have been a good opportunity for Puff. I would have loved to seen Depp and a couple other people. I just would have loved to see more people out there than I've seen. And maybe I'm old, maybe I'm wrong, but I walked the whole strip and I ain't see as many people out there as I thought I should in the actual parade. There was thousands upon thousands of people out there, but I'm talking about in the actual parade. I didn't see a lot of those stars. You know, and maybe that's a question y'all got to bring up. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one aspect of it. The other aspect I wanted to keep in was this right here. Trolls, as we used to call them. I don't know what we call them now. I think we call them nuisances. Everybody's gets them. Everybody's got them. They're usually a quandary of questions and things like that the person can't answer for you, so they try to answer them for you. They're usually some type of deceptive type of form of whatever that's been taken in some private room or something like that. And more, I'm starting to hear more bloggers and more vloggers come out with these stories about how they have people trying to sabotage their careers, get them pumped up, get them angry, or whatever the case may be. Let me speak from my experience. I've had several vloggers collectively have behind the door discussions, if you want to say. What they do is they go into private rooms or paywalls or whatever, have conversations. They'll make up all these things, say all kinds of things about it. It's quite terrible. But they'll do this, right, in the acts and the hopes that it'll get you riled up. So you'll say something to them, threaten them or whatever, whatever. I've got one dude that wants me to threaten him so bad to the point that he thinks he's so Billy Badass that ain't nothing gonna happen. You understand what I'm saying? And at this point, homie, it's more likely gonna happen to you because of pure simple fact you keep threatening me. You understand what I'm saying? I don't bother you, homie. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. You don't know me. You understand what I'm saying? All this shit about these podcasters going, because this is what they're doing. A lot of podcasters, they're grinning y'all face and y'all think are great people. They're actually some sick old individuals. This is why I tell you, a lot of these podcasters turn murderers, turn mass murderers and shit like that on here, if y'all notice. A lot of these people that did these white male mass shootings and other shootings alike all come from the internet. So it is prevalent in the conversation. It's paramount, in my belief. But you got people like this on the internet or whatever the case may be. They're going to say what they got to say. A lot of these dudes is jealous of me. A lot of these dudes is ugly. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I got this one dude. He literally, he's just ugly. You understand what I'm saying? So he got to find something to say. Another dude, he's soft voice, and you can tell he moist. Will he pull something? Yeah, he probably will. I'll pull something too, though, dog. You understand what I'm saying? So what that mean? So, you know, when you get this taunting spirit that goes on here online, it means no good for you, you know? You know, and I don't want you to meet any of my friends. See, usually I'm by myself. You notice that, right? I roll by myself all the time. I don't need no caravan of motherfuckers or nothing like that. I ain't never been like that. That's why I'm always Gucci. So I don't like when people be trying to throw threats and tag me in the shit or tag dudes in the shit and they be sitting with the girls. That's the thing. All these guys be sitting with the girls, chattering and shit. You know what I'm saying? Men ain't supposed to be sitting with the girls, gossiping. You understand what I'm saying? I'm getting tired of a lot of you men online, y'all with the girls gossiping or whatever. And there's got to be a contingency of men on here to start checking these dudes. You can't come back over and sit with us after you've been over there sitting with the girls, twisting and curling your hair and playing with pink rollers. I don't want no dude like that around me. And y'all shouldn't want no dudes like that around y'all either. And there's a lot of these men that are online. I'm surprised. Like, I've literally had lies made up about me. And I'm just like, yo, I just brush it off because I'm like, yo, in the greater scheme of things, this is a small contingency of people that most of them inclusive ain't about shit. The chicks is ugly, the dudes is ugly. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got, you got one gripe at me or whatever that I'm gonna quickly get fixed in a minute or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I'm at your mother's house. This one right here, right? You see this one right here, Josie Burdoff? What the fuck? He's still babbling? Why are you here? Why'd you come here? Why'd you come here? Why'd you come here? Yeah, that's crazy. Then another one sitting there talking about, he's giving me gay vibes because he's talking about what people do. Nah, that's somebody that's part of it. So you have these little contingencies of people that gather together, and basically what they do online is they harass people. They don't want me to talk about it, but that woman right there that you just saw me block, that woman has had over 9 different profiles that I blocked. 9. That's why I recognize, she always uses the same picture, just a different name. This is a male blogger that does this. You understand what I'm saying? There's a few other ones or whatever. They feel that if they knock the competition out the way, which was people like me and others, they feel if they knock us out by our reputation, by deducing our reputation, talking stuff about us or whatever, but you could never do that. You think people, listen, do you think my friends in the music industry, look at me, come here. Do you think my friends in the industry gonna stop fucking with me because of you? It's hilarious. Nah, y'all kill each other and stay clear away from that. White men get killed more by their own police. Anybody of any race gets killed more. Listen, my friend, this is more, okay. So we got more trailer park facts. That's what we're gonna start calling the trailer park facts, okay? Okay, trailer park facts. 62% of the population in America is white American, right? So if you go right now to the Department of Justice website, I want you to tell me who got arrested more and who got convicted more. There's a very big difference. Who got arrested more or who got convicted more. There's no nothing without a conviction. You can get arrested and the judge throw the case by the time you enter the courtroom. This will show you don't know anything about the judicial system. You probably don't even know the basic 3 branches of government, do you? Huh? I'm willing to imagine you that guy that I tell hold the ice and no pickles, ain't you? It's always y'all motherfuckers online talking the most. But let me enlighten you, my child. When you go to the Department of Justice, and I implore anybody that's on here, let me know what those demographics say against black men. No, you're taking, what you're doing is you like to take, and I notice that a lot of people like to do this, you try to take little small inputs of anything that you can get to try to knock somebody down because your whole motive is really to keep me up under you. It sounds like Willie Lynch to me. You understand what I'm saying? Only difference is, see, I grew up with Italians and Greeks and they taught me what you were doing. Oh, I know a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? When you live out in Jersey, what about when you live out in Jersey? What about Jersey? Oh, heavily jealous. Listen, this was 3 men. That's what I try to tell you. Men ain't men no more. So ladies, I understand what y'all talking about. I understand what y'all talking about. It's some crazy shit. But they've told people not to donate to me. All kinds of other shit. Listen, man, we ain't gonna talk about no Haitian migrant up in here. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Let's get this one out of here. I'm not even responding to him. He's trash. I don't respond to nobody like that. Let's get you out of here. Give me a second, guys. I'm just getting rid of some of the riffraff. Yeah, it happened in Tampa. For P.S. I adore you. It's peace there in L.A. What you mean it's peace there in L.A.? People in L.A. is fucking, what's the name? Dying every day out there. I mean, it's shit to die down, but you got homeless people dying out there now. Oh, this is some goofball. He said it's Black Sunday. You see what I mean? They go out of their way. I don't like people like that's when you know you're dealing with trash. Some Black American people. I'm gonna teach. You know what? I'm gonna start teaching because a lot of y'all didn't grow up with whites, and I had to understand that because some of the stuff I talk about, y'all just can't get it. I'm gonna start telling y'all and showing y'all the difference between what y'all think of the basics or how you can quickly recognize what type of actual person you're dealing with when you're dealing with certain cultures. I'll even teach you how when you're dealing with Latinos, which I know like the back of my hand. Why wouldn't I? Huh? Most culturally diverse city in America? I don't know, but I don't like either one of y'all's flow. Both of y'all sound like two races. He's a racist against blacks, you're a racist against whites. I don't support racism, period. That's my thing. That's what y'all don't hear in the diatribe. Like I hear a lot of African Americans trying to push racism now is all the time. We don't like the white folks over here and da 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 da. Okay, that's cool, dog. But like, listen, when you go to work tomorrow morning, who you going to? You see what I'm saying? So like, when you on YouTube, we're on this thing. You understand? So it's like what you saying don't make no sense. Like I don't like when people talk silly. You know what I'm saying? Like we're gonna start our own network. How? You don't own no satellites. Elon Musk put his own satellite into outer space. That's how you got Earthlink and all that shit to go together. You understand? Now I ain't no proponent of racism, period, or sexism. Either way it go, I don't like women jumping up in men's face. Talking about, I hate you, or you being horrible. Like what kind of message is that to send, especially if you got a kid or something? Hey, what's going on? Terra Trip. Yeah, that's fact. That's a fact. We all do. We all do. I just put it in perspective. Like even today when I was at the freaking the parade, I had so many people coming in saying things or whatever. But I've covered multiple of these parades. I've covered the Dominican Day Parade, the Puerto Rican Day Parade. I didn't do the Juve Festival, and I'm glad I didn't. But I've covered all these things, you know. And I would have those times when people would come in and say racist stuff. I don't never know everybody that's elected. So when I went and did the Puerto Rican Day Parade, they were throwing jokes in there then. You know what I'm saying? When I did the Dominican Day Parade or whatever, it was plotting all this, plotting all that, negro, that, you know, like, it's always somebody gonna say something. You understand? You can't do nothing about it. What I'm gonna do, go put a bullet in everybody? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you just can't. So, you know, at the end of the day, it comes to stand to realize this. You've got to sooner or later come to contention that yes, there is a good blanket of people that feel that way, but there's also a greater blanket of people that don't feel that way. And what you have to do is you have to more try to embrace that factor. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of these guys that are online and they're doing what they're doing, they don't embrace that point of it. They don't want to embrace that point of it. And who could care less if they do? I'm not here to alter your opinion. I don't care really. But what I really have a problem with is when I get migrants or immigrants that want to join in with this type of behavior. It's like, it's almost like you're a toy or a puppet. You know what I'm saying? Like, how much ass can you kiss? You know what I mean? And like, the same whites that you're trying to impress are laughing at you. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been around white people and they'll be like, oh yeah, these Mexican people, or they'll feel comfortable saying that around me. And I say, well, I know you're saying the same thing around them when you're around them. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy to me or whatever. And I'll be like, yo, did you know I'm half Latino? Like, it had to be the funny shit. So like, you sitting up here, you saying something about somebody Latino or somebody Chinese, and you think I'm gonna join in on it because they're a minority? Nah, son. That means I'm bigging you up. That's what it really sit at. You know what I mean? I'm bigging you up. So I ain't doing that. Anyway, guys, I'm about to get home. It's cold out here. You know what I'm saying? That's why I had to put this hoodie on. I'm giving me a hot shower. Give me something to eat in my stomach or whatever, because Boy, this ain't feeding me yet, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're gonna pop this off live though. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a lot of work put in here this week. It ain't gonna be on the front of lives. I don't really do lives. I just thought I would talk about this. I might come back and talk about this tomorrow when I get more information. But once again, Donald Trump shot at again. This time in Tampa, Florida, at his golf course, which is crazy to me. Second time in 5 weeks. And Kamala Harris was just attacked the day before yesterday. So we got a problem, and we got to handle it. Guys, if you like any commentary that I gave, any things that I said, please make sure to hit up the Cash App, which is pinned down below. $ STRINGERBELLA0. I want to see one thing. Watch it. I want to see how much they were hating. Y'all don't believe me, the racism plays a part in it. Did you hear all the stuff that was said in my chat room? A dude was sitting there spelling out NIGGER. You understand what I'm saying? The women from either side of my culture, Latino or black, are not here to defend me. The men from my side of the culture, black or Latino, are not here to defend me. This is why I always do everything by myself. You understand what I'm saying? Because niggas would have papered me up and they would have been like, yo, show this motherfucker we support him. Y'all just made yourself look weak in front of these people. Keep that in mind. I ain't trying to play you or nothing like that or manipulate y'all. But I appreciate all y'all showing up and listening to me. And I will talk to y'all again. And if you haven't, subscribe, like, share, and tell people what you think about my commentary. I'll talk to you guys later. Make sure y'all hit that Cash App, man, and hit that like button. Can y'all hit that like button before I get up out of here, though? I would appreciate that. Could y'all hit that like button? Hold on, we got somebody's message with hell. What did they say? You got some bug-ass teeth. Well, yuck, 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 yuck. Okay, got the bug-ass teeth. Okay, yuck, 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 yuck. And what part of the country do you live in? It's always funny. You can hear what part of the country or how much education these people actually have when they say the first words or how they reply. Anyway, guys, you don't have to hit the like button. It's all good. We done right now. I will talk to y'all later. For y'all to show up, for those that don't, y'all have a good night or whatever. I hope you enjoy what you heard. Talk to you later.